Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This week I didn't do an intro video and I'm late at uploading my video for the week because my husband has had some health issues and we're just having a little bit of a difficult time in the Miller household, so keep us in your prayers. But if you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so, and let's go ahead and start. As you can see, I got this pumpkin from the Dollar Tree. So the first DIY, I thought I would do like a little spice rack. I've wanted a little spice rack for a while, and this one will be a little temporary seasonal spice rack. I started out with this pumpkin from the Dollar Tree, and I just sanded off that glitter and took some of that caulk and filled in those holes and began to paint it with my Waverly chalk paint in the color Peacock. And I think I had to put 3 coats maybe on this just to cover that thankful and blessed writing. But chalk paint dries pretty quickly, so you don't have to sit and wait for a very long time for it to dry in between coats. And right now I really like this color Peacock for fall. I think it's really pretty and it goes well with all my other decor. So once I got my pumpkin painted, I went ahead and painted the stem with my antique Waverly chalk paint, and I just did that so that the stem wouldn't be shiny, because I don't really like shiny paint, which I guess it would be called glossy. So I never really use gloss or semi-gloss or satin paint. I just don't like the reflection on it that much. Sometimes I do, but not often. I more or less use flat paint or matte or chalk paint, just because that's my preference. So once I got that painted and dried, I decided that it needed a little bit more character, and so I just went and started to make in lines with the Waverly chalk paint in the color Steel. You can buy not chalk paint, but you can buy paint from the Dollar Tree, and I'm pretty sure there's a way that you can make it into chalk paint, but I've never done that before. But the Dollar Tree does carry paint if you ever wanted to get your paint from there. I usually just get my paint from Walmart. For these little ones, it's like $2.54 or something like that. It's very inexpensive, and I really like the way it dries. But anyway, I just kept making my lines until I felt like I had enough of them, and I outlined the pumpkin as well. I thought that made it look a lot better with the outline as well as the lines in the middle. And then I just began to kind of distress my pumpkin a little bit. With the sandpaper, I just sanded the whole front, and I just did that so that the lines would blend in better. I think that makes it look a lot more finished than just scribbling lines on there and leaving it. So then I wanted just a little bit more definition, so I took my Waverly white chalk paint, and I kind of just went around the same sections a little heavier as I did with the gray, and then I took it and just drug it across the inside part just to kind of give it a little more of a distressed look. And I thought this made it look a lot better, adding in the white. It made it have a little bit more character and gave it some more definition. And so I wanted the stem to kind of blend in as well, so I went ahead and added some white to it too. And then moving on, the Dollar Tree has these little boxes. They're like raised pictures, and I thought that this was perfect for the spice rack part. So I went ahead with that color steel and painted the bottom just to hide that welcome fall. I did this because if you hang it up high, you'll be able to see the bottom part, so I didn't want that showing. And then for the inside of it, I painted it with that peacock color, and I did that just so it would look more finished. I could have painted that gray as well, or I could have also distressed the inside, but I didn't. I just left it with that peacock blue. And next, I just found my placement that I wanted the little box to be placed onto my pumpkin, and I just hot glued it on there because it's only going to be holding small spices, so I didn't worry about using any kind of heavy duty glue. I just used, hot glue. Once I found where I wanted it to sit, and then I just placed it on there and let it dry. Now I kind of just eyeballed mine, but other people may want to use a level if they try to do something like this, just to make sure that your stuff is not going to sit uneven. Then I took the little leaf and the raffia bow and that came on the original pumpkin, and I just stuck it on there. And both of these pieces, like I said, came from the Dollar Tree, and I love doing Dollar Tree DIYs with stuff that they sell. I think you can make all kinds of pretty little things with it, but not everything is from the Dollar Tree. As you can see, I printed that out with my Cricut. Usually what I do is I just go to Google and I type in something that I want a picture of, and then I just screenshot it and remove the background, and then use that picture. And then last project that I did with my Cricut, I had got my pictures from Hobby Lobby, and the word autumn had, I don't know how I lost my N in the process, but I did, and then I had already uploaded it, and when I realized it, and I was like, well, we all make mistakes. So later I did fix it. I just never showed it in the video because I didn't realize that I did that until after. So with this one, I've ensured that yes, I did have all of the words on there. So for the back piece, I wanted it to be able to hang, so I just used the little piece that came on the inside of that box. And these Jenga blocks came from the Dollar Tree, and they were the exact width, so I just used those to level out the back. And then moving on, I have this little wooden block piece, and as you can see, it's originally said spaced out or something like that, and I seen it at the Dollar Tree, and I just bought it because it was a little wood piece. And then when I was going through my craft stuff, I thought this would make a perfect little pumpkin. I thought it was really cute. And so instead of removing the front piece, I just decided I would go ahead and paint over it with the color pumpkin of Waverly chalk paint. And then I began to distress it after I painted it. I think I had to put 3 to 4 coats on it as well. Once the orange paint dried, I got the steel Waverly chalk paint back out, and I drew some lines in the center because it doesn't exactly have a true pumpkin shape. As you can see, it's a little more rounded at the top, and obviously the bottom is flat, so I had to try to make it look like a pumpkin by drawing the lines. And then I pretty much drew those the same as I drew on, or painted those the same as I painted on the Spice Rack pumpkin. I just did the center and 2 little ones at the bottom, and then I went wild with the paint and just put it everywhere. But the outcome is really pretty, so you just have to trust the process. It might look a little bit crazy at first, or like it's not going to come together well, but in the end it really will. So don't think that just because it looks this way for now that the outcome isn't going to be pretty. And that can apply to a lot of situations. So just be patient and try your best. And also with paint, if it doesn't work out, that's fine, because you can paint over it and start again. And there's nothing wrong with that. I've done that before, and that's fine. So anyway, after I did that with the steel, I got the white out and I added white to it as well, just to make it all blend a lot nicer. Once it was all dry, I got my sandpaper, and I don't know what grit this is. It's just a sandpaper that I had bought from Walmart, and I began to sand the front just so that it would all blend in nicely together and not have, you know, like big bold lines. And this is another picture that I had taken from Google and cleaned the back up and used my Cricut to do. It says, "But I think I love fall most of all," and I had somehow lost the little dot to the eye during the process, so I just took a marker, a paint marker, and dotted a little eye in the thing so that it looks right, because I don't know how I lose pieces, but I do. I just need a little work, I guess. So once I got it on, I have this old wine cork, and I wanted to use it as the stem. The Dollar Tree has little wooden pieces a lot of people are using. I can't find those at mine, so I just used this. And then I just took some lamb's ear. My sister called me making fun of me last time because in my other video I called it elephant ear because I couldn't remember what it was called, but it's lamb's ear, and she corrected me, and thank you for that, Mary Lou. Appreciate it. But after seeing what elephant ear looks like, I just had to laugh about it because it's huge, and that would have swallowed my whole project. But anyway, that's what sisters are good for. And so I just put that on the sides because I thought it looked pretty in farmhouse, and it just wasn't too green, and it matched well. And that's what my little pumpkin looks like, and I think it's so cute. And I put the little raffia bow there, and this is the finished outcome. And I thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and keep my family in your prayers, and thank you for your support, and happy crafting, y'all.